LeBron is hurt. He doesn't have the playoffs to prove that he's the world's best player as always. So the crown can be seen as up for grabs. We don't know who the best player is. And it's like Bob Gibson said about the best catch of all time, Hall of Fame pitcher for the Cardinals. He said it's like watching pretty girls go by. The best one ever is the last one you saw. And that's like the best player in the league right now. The best player in the league right now is the last one you saw. Right now, it's KD. He just had that performance. Hard to imagine when you're watching that there's someone better. The day before, it was Kawhi. Remember what Kawhi just did in a Game 7? The day before, it was Luka.
That. So today you're saying it's KD?
What the point is...
Because that's the question.
The question
is... Did KD convince you he's the best player in the world?
No. The whole point is that's up for grabs, and there are a handful of dudes competing for it. And by the end of these playoffs, we'll have an idea who I'll be convinced, likely, who the best player in the world is.
Okay.
Luka's not going to be playing anymore. It's going to be hard for him to prove it, but he played as well as anybody in these playoffs. Jokic has a shot. Let's see. He's the MVP of the regular season. Kawhi has been excellent. He has a chance. James Harden, if he gets back, has a chance. Obviously, KD. He's the best scorer on the planet. There are a handful of dudes. KD is one of them. And this morning, after watching him last night, he's the best catch. He's the prettiest one. He's the best player. And tomorrow, it'll be someone else.
Okay. So it changes every day for Max. It's the
last
pretty girl that he saw. So KD was the last pretty girl he saw, Stephen A. How about for you?
Well, he's the best in the world. But let me say this to Max Kellerman. Seriously, man, you need to stop being so weak with these kind of arguments. That's weak. Seriously. No. It's weak. And I'm going to tell you why it's weak. You didn't have any problem calling Giannis the best in the world a couple of years ago.
That was predictive.
Time out.
And even at the time,
No. At the time, you said he was the best. Now, I know you changed your mind. I know you changed your mind in 5 days, which I teach you about. But that's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is you definitively said that's what he was. And you pointed to what you had seen over the course of an entire season. So what I'm saying is don't make the argument now, because I saw KD last night. Hold on. Because I saw KD last night. Now, if you say because of what I've seen from KD this year, or the last 2 years, or whatever the case may be, that was different. But to sit up there and insult basketball minds across the globe that call somebody the best in the world just because we saw them last night, that's not what we do. You know that's not what we do.
Now, let me be very clear. We can go back and get the tape on Giannis, on what I said about Giannis.
Okay.
That at the time was predictive. He was the MVP, and he was also great defensively, both ends of the floor. And he did it all year. And my presumption was he was about to prove it in these playoffs. But I said, here it comes. Here comes the playoffs. This is where we find out. The reason my rankings changed so much is because, as you would say, it was fluid. We were in the process. And why did I even say Giannis? LeBron was hurt. Same thing. The injury to LeBron, to me, opened things up. Would it be Giannis? Would it be Kawhi? Would it be KD? Would it be this one? Would it be that one?
Okay.
And it wasn't Giannis.
Okay, I'm not going to let you chew up all my time. What I'm going to say to you, however, to remind you of it, is that Giannis was the best player in the world on a Thursday. They were up 2-0 against Toronto. You didn't even, and based on those 2 games along with everything else.
Correct.
So then he had a bad 2 games against Toronto, and Toronto tied the series 2-2. And you went from having them number 1 to number 5. That's a fact. So now that what I'm saying is it makes no sense. Now let me get to KD.
Perfect.
Here's why I tell you KD's the best offensive player in the world. There's no way to stop him.
Offensive or best player?
Offensive. And I would say the best player in the world because I think that what he does defensively is decent enough. You might find a better defensive player, but when you take into account how prolific he is offensively.
So you're making the argument, best player in the world.
I would make the argument he's the best player in the world, okay? Because I think that he has that kind of effect. This dude is efficient. He's a sniper. He's 6'11" with a handle. He's got a mid-range game that can rival anyone's on the planet. The guy's got long-range sniper ability. He's lanky. He's long. He can drive to the basket. He can defend shorter guys. He can defend guys his size. Now, if you got big size and girth and all of that stuff, no, you put him on your hips. That'd be problematic because he's skinny. That's about the only thing you could hold against Kevin Durant. When somebody came to me and asked me, because I got a Get At Me segment on my show, Stephen A's World, and this lovely young lady called me to ask about LeBron compared to KD. And we all know that I got LeBron as a Mount Rushmore. He was one of the top 3 all time. Because his record is his record. But LeBron shoots 73% from the free throw line. over the last 3 seasons, LeBron hasn't even hit 70%. KD is a career like 87, 88% free throw shooter. He hasn't shot less than 85% from the free throw line in his career. And we know what a shooter he is. The brother is unguardable. He is lethal. I told you years ago, Giannis didn't even belong in the same sentence as him. Now, I know KD may not talk like that, but I'm telling you, that's how I feel when I see him. He's just that prolific. And to think about the Portland Trailblazers in the situation that they're in now, let me remind everybody, the Portland Trailblazers were the folks with the number 1 overall pick. And they drafted Greg Oden out of Ohio State.
People are still
and
drafting
passed up
centers
on
first
Kevin
then,
Durant.
yeah.
And they said, that's why they still haven't won.
All right, look, everything you said about KD's offense is true. If you asked me, Molly, if the question was, who do I suspect is going to be the best by the end of these playoffs after watching KD do that? KD is very smart. He understood, wait a minute, I'm 7 feet tall, I can score from everywhere. He could even defend, he could pass everything. Why isn't he on a Mount Rushmore, right? Oh, I don't have the championships. That's easy for people to understand. Let me make sure I have great teammates so people can see me play deep into the postseason, so I have a chance to play in the finals, win championships. He did that. He did it again in Brooklyn. Even Harden goes down, Blake Griffin steps up, dunks all over Giannis. He has great teammates again. So we are going to continue to see him play throughout these playoffs. And there's a good chance now with Harden's injury, he will be finals MVP. And at that point, if you said, are you convinced? Yeah, at that point, I'll be convinced. Dude, the lead changes depending on the last dude who played. KD played last. You want me to put him in first? Yeah. When Kawhi won a game 7, when Kawhi won a game 7, but dropping 42 points.
And you were the only one who said he's the best in the world.
He might be right now.
I can line up, and Kawhi is lethal. We know he's big time. I can line up one NBA analyst after another across the globe. And no one would agree with your assertion that the best is based on the last performance you just saw.
At this moment,